So I get this message on my Facebook.
Okay, let me have
Literally at 3 o'clock this afternoon.
I'll put my feet up.
And it
Spend an hour.
says, you have a Facebook check. And
What
this
do you
guy...
mean? Whoa, what's a Facebook check? You mean the
like
blue check?
The blue check.
Okay,
right.
okay. I'm trying to get caught up here.
And this guy does not type the best, so
Is this guy a friend with you or just random?
We'll get to that in a minute.
Oh, here we go.
So he says,
I love how I get half the information.
you have a Facebook check, signal you did yourself. Okay. Maybe he's talk to texting, maybe, I don't know.
Maybe he's a dipshit.
And so I said, you mean the blue check mark?
English.
I said, you mean the blue check mark? And he says, your ego is out of this world. You type shit like a book and nobody cares to read it. What are you trying to be, the next Joe Rogan? Well, guess what? You can't. What the fuck are you on? Okay.
I'm right after Joe Rogan, bitch.
And I said,
like that's what I typed.
I said, LOL. And he goes, let's have it, which basically just means he's literally only texting me to start an argument. Right.
Yeah, of course he is.
And I said,
that's why I hate fucking. Well, like we talk about social media all the time. Why I'm not on it and I hate it. Like this is a prime example.
Yeah.
Because I want to stab people in the face.
So I said the blue check has absolutely nothing to do with ego and has everything to do with protecting my followers and our business clients through the several businesses that I own from being taken advantage of by fake accounts. And he says, holy shit. I said, it's a very common thing for people to create fake accounts mirroring somebody else's account and then swindle people out of money. So for me, it's worth the peace of mind to spend $15 a month knowing that my clients and my followers will never be taken advantage of by somebody trying to create a fake lookalike account that resembles mine.
Makes sense. Okay. I like it. Continue.
He said, just like I was saying earlier, you need to humble your ass.
How about I come into your house and humble your ass?
Yeah. I said, after our podcast following started to get pretty big and then we started our consulting company, it became very apparent that we needed to worry about fake accounts swindling our clients for money. So it's a business decision that protects our clients. It has absolutely nothing to do with ego or clout. Previously, before you could buy a blue check meant you were somebody. But now that you can buy one, a blue check means nothing other than that you care about your social media account and its security.
Okay. I like that. That's good.
I said, I'm also pretty humble, but the problem with most people is they're afraid to speak their true opinions on social media.
No, you're not.
Because they think about themselves a lot and they're afraid that if they post what they think on social media, it will mean they have an ego. And he said, how much extra shit do you need to make or extracurricular activities do you need to be in? Stop it all. At the bare minimum, humble yourself. Dude, it represents flat out ego. It says me, 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 me. And I said, people are going to create a story about you no matter what you do. So I encourage everybody to use their own social media to write your own story because it'll be the truth. People are going to create that story either way, so you might as well use your social media so the truth is told. I said, you can think all you want. You can think that all you want, but until I've reached a large enough impact on enough people, and until I've reached a level of financial stability that will provide for my family indefinitely, I will choose to run my social media as I wish. But I have no doubt, this guy's messaged me before. I said, I have no doubt this is going to turn into the same situation as our last conversation where a couple of days from now, you apologize because you were either high or drunk during this conversation.
God, his name's not Brian, is it?
Nope. I said, you will never see success by barging into somebody's DMs and critiquing their work without ever asking how they're doing. I said, you have no clue how our plumbing business is doing or how my personal brand is doing or how our consulting business is doing or our YouTube channel or our podcast. So what makes you think I would ever consider your opinions when you've never once asked how my businesses are doing, right?
Yeah, that's a good answer.
Yeah.
I mean, I like that. That's good.
And so then he says, dude, I had an Instagram account with over 200,000 followers. I deleted it after a breakup and I didn't know it was irreversible I didn't know it wasn't irreversible like on Facebook. Lesson learned, and that did matter.
So I'm a dipshit. Got it. Okay.
Yeah. And I said, I only take advice from people that have been where I'm looking to go. I do not take advice from people that have not done what I'm looking to do. So in this case, you don't have 10,000 YouTube subscribers, so I won't take YouTube advice from you. You don't have hundreds of thousands of plays on a podcast, so I will not take podcast advice from you. You have never run a home service company, so I will never take home service business advice from you. You have never run a consulting agency, so I will never take consulting business advice from you. And then he says, you're typing faster than I can read. Hang on.
Yeah, it's because you're a dipshit.
Yeah.
It's because you're a complete fucking dipshit.
I said, having a large following means absolutely nothing. Having an engaged following means absolutely everything. I said, I could easily have over 100,000 followers and Facebook subscribers and friends. However, I am very particular about who I accept as a Facebook follower. I do not accept anybody.
Yeah.
There's a certain criteria they have to meet, right?
Right.
I said 200,000 followers doesn't mean squat unless you can find a way to monetize that. Without monetizing 200,000 followers, it means that you're in it for the clout, and it's a giant waste of time. You're only in it for the attention. To me, that's a giant waste, and you'll never see me push for a large following, but rather an engaged following instead.
Yeah, and it's not even monetization. Just as if you had that many followers, but were actually making a difference in the real world, like that would be a reason,
right?
Like even if you're not making money, but you're making a difference and feel like you're bettering society, like that would be the only other reason.
Well,
right?
the example of that is like the girl who shakes her ass on Instagram. And they have 200,000 followers.
Yeah, who cares?
They're dudes that are watching you shake your ass. They're not spending money with you.
Yeah,
you're
mostly,
not bettering their lives. They're not bettering your lives.
Yeah,
and the moment you stop shaking your ass.
She might be bettering their lives. They're fat in their mom's basement. I mean, give them a little bit of joy. I mean, come on. They got nothing else to do.
So then he tries to reiterate, I don't have a large following. And that's by design. Right?
Are you going to tell me who this is or what?
I will at the end.
You're fucking wearing me out, bro.
So he says, all right, let me ask you a question, and you respond to that question. He goes, are you on steroids or something?
Fuck yeah, bitch.
And I'm like, no, I'm not on steroids.
I wish I was on steroids. God, you know how hard it is to work out when you're 42?
And so...
it's so hard.
And he says, it's too much, and it's too in your face. You post too much. Your details are too much. I know you're proud, and you should be. However, there's more said about being a quiet and humble man.
Did you tell him, don't follow me then?
Yeah.
Why? What do you stop reading my posts?
I said,
you loser.
Until you're willing to invest yourself enough into my life to learn why I do what I do on social media, you will forever be confused about it because you never understand it. You're welcome to think whatever you want, but it works for me. And I understand that your family doesn't like social media. I totally get that. However, I happen to find it very beneficial.
God, is this your father-in-law?
It's my brother-in-law. Okay.
Which one? Oh, okay. I gotcha.
And so then he says, I have a large following. It's just in Hollywood, New York City, Paris, and Tokyo.
You tell him to fuck off.
I've never once advertised my following, which I never either. And he says, dude, be humble. I keep my stuff underground. I don't want to deal with all that other shit. So my advice to you is be humble.
It's not Lucas, is it?
No.
Okay.
No, brother-in-law. I guess Lucas is my brother-in-law.
Yeah, Lucas is your brother-in-law.
No, this is not Lucas.
God, I love Lucas. God.
And so I said,
I didn't think if this was his, I'd be like, dude, Luke, what are you doing, bro?
I said, this is me ignoring your advice. And he goes, that's just great. And I said, until you're earning over $1 million a year in annual revenue from your social media activity alone, I don't need your recommendations.
Or give a fuck.
Right. And he says, your social media activity amounts to $1 million. Okay, now I'm interested. He says, $1 million a year in your pocket? And I'd stopped responding, and he just kept responding back and forth.
That's not how it works.
Right.
Yeah.
And he says, all that to make $1 million, you're selling yourself out for money on social media?
Yeah, that's why they call it a sellout, bitch, and that's why I'm rolling on my yacht. Fuck you.
Right. He says,
I got a Ferrari, bitch.
He says, I'm being very polite, and you're being incorrect. I want to resolve this in a way so that you can understand it without me getting pissed off. Well, I don't care if you get pissed off or not.
Yeah, fuck you.
So
now we're getting into Dave territory.
So apparently
I like this.
He's either passed out or drunk at this point. I'm not sure, but
did he just like a bunch of T's and I's and E's?
No, the last message I sent was resolve what? You don't like how I run my social media, but that's not for you to decide. Yeah. I said, I will continue to do my social media for how it best works for me. You will continue to think I'm self-absorbed and not humble. It is what it is.
Yeah, fuck off. Stop calling me. That's why I don't have any friends.
That message is from my brother-in-law.
He is
kind of
a complete douche.
Yeah, he's kind of the estranged brother. He struggles with some addiction issues. He struggles with some other things.
Welcome to the group.
And
fuck off.
He sent me messages like that in the past.
Doesn't mean you have to be an ass about it.
Right, where he's like badgering so that whole family.
He just gets drunk and then he's on his phone. That's what that is.
Well, and that whole family hates social media.
I hope he listens to
But
this
what's
podcast.
funny is they're so absorbed in social media. They'll scroll social media endlessly.
Yeah.
But they think anybody who posts on social media frequently is self-absorbed. And they don't realize that that's
they're self-absorbed by commenting on that stuff and getting into arguments. That's self-absorbed.
Right. And so they've developed this entire opinion about me based off of only my social media activity and nothing else. They've never once asked how we're doing in business. They've never once asked, how are things going in the family or anything. They literally formulate all opinions of me based off of what they see on social media, which is silly to do anyway, right?
It's dumb.
Right.
Like, I mean, just next time be like, hey, do you know Trade Winds paid for our ski trip? Fuck off.
Right.